In the quiet passage of time, there are days that weigh heavier than others, days when the world bids farewell to remarkable individuals whose lives shaped art, politics, architecture, and sport. Today is one such day. We remember four legends who left their mark in very different ways, from the bold lines of modernist architecture, to the courageous voice of political leadership, to the timeless storytelling of television and the roaring engines of motorcycle racing. Each one lived a life of passion, purpose, and undeniable impact. As we reflect on their journeys, we pause not only to mourn their loss, but also to celebrate the legacies they leave behind, stories that will continue to inspire generations long after their passing. The news has been confirmed. Sir Nicholas Grimshaw, one of Britain's most influential architects, has passed away at the age of 85. He died on September 14, 2025, leaving behind a lifetime of work that changed the face of modern architecture. His death marks the end of an era for design, creativity, and innovation in the built world. Nicholas Grimshaw was born on October 9, 1939. From an early age, he showed an interest in drawing and engineering. That curiosity led him to study at the Architectural Association in London, where he began shaping his distinctive approach to design. He would later go on to become a leader in high-tech modernist architecture, blending function with beauty in a way that inspired generations of architects. His career stretched across decades. Among his most iconic works is the Waterloo International Terminal in London, completed in 1993. The sweeping glass and steel structure became a landmark of British engineering and a proud gateway for the Eurostar rail service. In Cornwall, his Eden project stands as one of the world's most ambitious environmental and architectural achievements, a collection of giant biomes housing plants from across the globe. These works are not only admired for their striking beauty, but also for their vision of connecting people, technology, and nature. Tributes have begun to pour in from across the architectural community. Andrew Wally, who succeeded him as chairman of Grimshaw Architects, said, "Nicholas taught us to dream in steel and glass, but also to care for the people who use these spaces. His generosity and vision will stay with us forever." Grimshaw's leadership extended beyond his own firm. From 2004 to 2011, he served as president of the Royal Academy, guiding one of Britain's most respected cultural institutions. His dedication to education and public service reflected his belief that architecture was more than buildings. It was about shaping society. In recognition of his lifelong contribution, he was awarded the RIBA Gold Medal, the highest honor in British architecture. Colleagues often described him as meticulous, thoughtful, and kind. His buildings were bold, yet his presence was quiet and steady. He believed every project should serve its community, said one former student on social media. He gave us not only lessons in design, but lessons in how to live as responsible citizens. Beyond his professional life, Grimshaw valued family, friendship, and mentorship. Those who worked closely with him speak of a man who listened carefully and encouraged creativity in others. His influence stretched far beyond the walls of his own office, shaping the careers of countless young architects around the world. As news of his death spreads, many are pausing to reflect on what his work has meant. Walking through the Eden project today, one feels the scale of his imagination, a belief that architecture could help humanity live in harmony with nature. Standing beneath the great roof of Waterloo Station, one can sense his commitment to progress and connection. His legacy is not only in steel and glass, but in the experiences of millions who passed through his spaces. Nicholas Grimshaw's passing is a loss deeply felt by the worlds of art, architecture, and culture. Yet his creations remain alive. They breathe with the people who travel, gather, and learn within them. His vision will continue to inspire long after his lifetime. He will be remembered as a builder of dreams, a man who saw beyond walls and into the future. Through his work, Sir Nicholas Grimshaw gave shape to hope, innovation, and beauty. And though he is gone, the structures he imagined will continue to stand tall, whispering his name to generations yet to come. The news has been confirmed. Mary Rose Oakar, a pioneering voice in American politics, has passed away at the age of 85. She died on September 13, 2025. Her passing has left a silence in the halls of Ohio politics and in the hearts of many who admired her courage, her leadership, and her dedication to public service. Mary Rose Oakar was born on March 5, 1940 in Cleveland, Ohio. She grew up in a working-class Arab-American family and carried with her the values of hard work, education, and faith. After studying at Ursuline College and later teaching at Cuyahoga Community College, she stepped into politics, determined to be a voice for those who often went unheard. In 1976, she made history. Oakar became the first Arab American woman elected to the United States House of Representatives. She was also the first Democratic woman to serve in Congress from Ohio. It was a breakthrough moment, one that signaled change and inspired future generations of women and minorities to pursue leadership roles. Her time in Congress stretched from 1977 to 1993. She quickly earned a reputation as a strong, thoughtful, and compassionate lawmaker. Known for her advocacy on education, healthcare, and women's rights, Oakar fought for ordinary families and for communities who had long been left behind. Colleagues remember her as someone who stood her ground, even when it was not easy. Tributes have begun to pour in. Former Ohio Governor Ted Strickland said, "Mary Rose Oakar opened doors that had been closed for too long. She showed courage not only in breaking barriers, but in lifting up others as she climbed." After leaving Congress, she did not step away from public life. Oakar continued to serve her community, later joining the Ohio State Board of Education. In that role, she once again turned her focus to the future, to young people, and to the power of education to change lives. On social media, Arab American leaders paid tribute to her legacy. One message read, "Mary Rose Oakar made us proud. She gave us representation when we had none, and she carried our stories with dignity." Friends and former staff have remembered her as warm, approachable, and deeply loyal. She was not just a politician, but also a mentor and a friend to many. Her impact stretched far beyond legislation. It was felt in the confidence she gave others to believe they too could lead. Walking through the neighborhoods of Cleveland today, people recall her as someone who never forgot where she came from. She was a congresswoman who listened to working families, who spoke up for teachers, and who stood with those who struggled to be heard. Her death is a loss for Ohio, for the Arab American community, and for the country. Yet her story remains a light. She proved that barriers can be broken. She proved that history can be changed by courage. Mary Rose Oakar will be remembered as a trailblazer, a woman who carried the hopes of many on her shoulders and who left a path for others to follow. Her life was one of service, of representation, and of inspiration. And though she is gone, her voice still echoes in the halls of Congress and in the dreams of all those who continue the journey she began. The news has been confirmed. John Mascius, the Emmy-winning writer and creator of beloved television dramas, has passed away. He died on September 13, 2025, at the age of 75, after a battle with ALS. His passing has left the world of television and storytelling in mourning, and countless fans remembering the comfort his work once gave them. John Mascius was born on July 30, 1950, in Manhattan, New York City. He grew up in Scarsdale, where his early love for writing and ideas first began to show. After graduating from Scarsdale High School, he studied economics at the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania, later earning an MBA from UCLA. Though his academic path seemed far from television, it was his imagination and gift for writing that guided his life's work. In the 1980s and 1990s, Mascius found his place in the television industry. He wrote and produced for several shows, but it was his own creations that left a permanent mark. Touched by an Angel, which aired from 1994 to 2003, became one of the most successful and emotionally impactful dramas of its time. Through stories of faith, love, and second chances, the show offered viewers hope during some of life's most difficult moments. Later, he created Providence in 1999, a heartfelt series about family and resilience, which ran for 5 seasons. In 2009, he brought Hawthorne to life, exploring the struggles and strength of nurses in the healthcare system. Each series carried his signature touch, stories that spoke to ordinary lives with extraordinary warmth. Tributes have poured in from across the entertainment world. Actress Roma Downey, who starred in Touched by an Angel, shared, "John had a rare gift. He gave words to hope. He believed in the good in people, and millions of viewers believed it too." Those who knew him personally describe him as gentle, thoughtful, and quietly determined. Even while facing ALS, he never lost his sense of creativity. Friends recall him still writing, still shaping characters, still telling stories until the very end. On social media, fans have shared their own memories. One tribute read, "Touched by an Angel saved me during a hard time. John Macius didn't just make television, he healed hearts. Another wrote, "He gave us shows that reminded us of love, grace, and humanity." That legacy will never fade. Macius's personal life was marked by love and family. He was once married to actress Ellen Bry, with whom he had 3 children. Despite the pressures of Hollywood, family remained central to him, and those close to him speak of a man who was proudest not of his awards, but of his children. As the industry reflects on his passing, many remember his Emmy wins, his nominations, and his accolades. Yet what stands out most is not the awards, but the way his shows connected to millions of ordinary people. His work often brought viewers to tears, but also gave them strength. He believed that television could inspire, not just entertain. John Macius leaves behind more than scripts and credits. He leaves behind a legacy of compassion written into stories that will live on in reruns, in memories, and in the hearts of audiences who found comfort in his words. He will be remembered as a storyteller who gave hope to strangers, who turned screens into sanctuaries, and who believed that even in life's darkest moments, light could always be found. His voice is quiet now, but his stories continue to speak. And in that way, John Macius touched millions, and will continue to do so for generations to come. The news has been confirmed. John Penton, a pioneer of American off-road racing and one of the most influential figures in motorcycle history, has passed away. He died on September 7, 2025, at the age of 100. His passing closes a remarkable chapter in the story of motorcycling, one marked by courage, innovation, and a lifelong love of the open trail. John Penton was born on August 19, 1925. Raised in Ohio, he grew up with a passion for speed and endurance. By the 1950s and 1960s, he had become a national champion in enduro racing, pushing both himself and his machines to the limits. Riders who knew him recall his determination and the quiet grit that defined his early racing years. But Penton was more than a racer. He was a visionary who believed motorcycles could be lighter, faster, and more reliable. Dissatisfied with the equipment available in America, he worked with European manufacturers to design new models. This collaboration led to the creation of the Penton motorcycle brand in the late 1960s, machines that changed the sport of off-road racing forever. His bikes became known for their toughness and agility. They were adopted by a new generation of riders who wanted to test themselves against dirt, mud, and long-distance terrain. Penton's name soon became synonymous with endurance racing in America. In addition to motorcycles, he developed protective boots and apparel that gave riders safety and confidence on the trails. These innovations reshaped the culture of the sport, making it more accessible and sustainable for thousands of competitors. Tributes have poured in from across the motorcycle world. A spokesperson from the American Motorcyclist Association said, "John Penton's contributions can't be measured only in trophies. He gave riders the tools, the machines, and the spirit to push further than ever before." His family has also shared their reflections. His son Jack said, "Dad wasn't just about motorcycles. He was about perseverance, about facing challenges head-on, and about building a community that loved the sport as much as he did." On social media, younger riders who never met him still acknowledged his influence. One tribute read, "Every time we ride the trails, we ride in the tracks John Penton laid down." In 1998, his achievements were honored with induction into the AMA Motorcycle Hall of Fame. It was a fitting recognition for a man whose life had been dedicated to 2 wheels and the roads less traveled. His story was also celebrated in the documentary The John Penton Story, which introduced his legacy to a wider audience. Even in later years, long after he had stepped away from competitive racing, Penton remained a guiding figure. He attended events, encouraged young riders, and stayed deeply connected to the sport he loved. Those who met him often describe his humility, a man proud of his work, but more proud of the riders who carried it forward. His passing is not only the loss of a racer or a businessman. It is the farewell of a builder, a mentor, and a legend. His ideas shaped motorcycles. His example shaped people. John Penton will be remembered as the father of modern American off-road racing. His vision turned dreams into machines, and his determination created a culture that continues to thrive. Though he is gone, every ride through the woods, every long trail, and every challenge faced on 2 wheels still carries his spirit. His name lives on in history, in the motorcycles that bear it, and in the countless riders who will continue to chase the horizon, just as he once did.